Welcome, welcome. It is really good to be here. We have power, we have internet. It's amazing what technology we need to do this little camera stuff. So we're grateful, we're thankful for your patience, and we're glad to be here, and we're just gonna have a lot of fun. So tonight what we're doing is we're talking about the February, I know it's March, I'm aware, the February PoM, which is Becky's jacket. And this is our first where we called the Silhouette U. And the Silhouette U is when you all make up the PoM and send it to us. We are going to show you those entries that we have now. I love all of them. We said that we were going to give away $50 to two of those, to two people who entered. We actually had 5 entries. And so what we're going to do is give $25 to everybody who entered. How's that? Everybody's a winner. We get $25. So for those of you, and I don't name names when you all send these in because, and I've cut out all the faces simply for your security. The whole internet thing is kind of scary to me. It's kind of sketchy, but anyway, just to be cautious. But we do have the garment and we do want to show them because there's some wonderful, well done ideas, and then we want to do a fitting so that we can pass on all of those ideas on to you all. Because it's only March and the February PoM will be up through tomorrow night. We already have the March PoM up, and the March, we'll call it the Silhouette U, will continue for March. So those of you who send me their version of the March pattern PoM will enter into that giveaway. And remember, anyone who sends a garment goes into the July giveaway, which is $500. So it's a little cumulative there, and the goal is get you sewing and let's see what you're sewing. So this is really fun. There's some good stories that have come out of this. So let's first start by showing these photos. And we're going to show, I think these are really, the comments are just incredible on these. And some of the comments I won't say because it's not necessary. But we're going to start with this one. This one was made, her daughter picked out the fabric. And it's a scuba. It's a scuba knit. So I love this because I wanted you to see the variation of fabrics that this pattern could be made out of. It's definitely made for a woven. 925 is made for a woven, but I did it in a jacket, and I did it in a blouse, and I did it in a knit. So for you all to come up and do it in a scuba knit, I thought was fabulous. I wouldn't have thought of that. So I love this, and she loved it. All of that, she did it monochromatic. She didn't do trim. Love it. Absolutely love it. Love the pink and love the black accent. It looks great. All right, this next one. So I showed you a couple of, there's 2 versions. She actually made 2 of these, and the reason she did is because she took a picture. I love that. Do you see how she did like a motif in the back? It's beautiful because that back is on the fold and it's one piece, and it's a great way to show off a print or something like that. So I love her creativity on this, but she didn't like how the shoulder was in the photo on the left. So I want you to look at that, and what I told her is kind of think of putting a shoulder pad in there. If you could fix it by putting a shoulder pad in, then it's the shoulder angle, and the shoulder angle is wrong. But also simply because it's a jacket, the shoulder is probably a little wider than what you might wear. And so be careful of how wide it is across your body, and that it might need to be narrowed. So you can see in this next one, the one that's on the right there, she did do another one. She did make those changes, and you can see how clean it is. It's a world of difference. But it's just such a small little change to get from the left to the right that I just love that she got it, she did it, she fixed it, and she moved on down the road, which was really awesome. It looks beautiful. You can see night and day difference. And it's really just because the shoulder of the angle is wrong, or it might be a little too wide, or both. And you can change the angle. You can move down the armhole, and then, of course, move that armhole in a little bit so that it's a little narrower on her body. Okay, let's look at this next one. And this one I wanted you to see because it was a very similar issue. And so I really just showed the back part. And you can see that, you can see those angular, they're diagonal, and diagonal is telling you whenever you're seeing diagonal wrinkles, it's saying to you depth. It's a depth issue of some kind. And if you can see, if you could just kind of imagine a shoulder pad going in there, it would pull those up. You don't want a shoulder pad, or maybe you do on this particular jacket, but it doesn't call for a shoulder pad. So that means that the angle of the shoulder on the pattern is straighter than the angle of your shoulder, and that extra fabric just hangs down below on the side only. So she cleaned that up. She did a new one. And I told her you don't have to scrap this, you can just take the sleeve out, fix the shoulder angle, drop the armhole down and put the sleeve back in, and that's exactly what she did. And the difference, again, is just so much cleaner and nicer and just more custom all the way around. All right, and so this next one, we see, oh, I love this. I love this. Okay. So this is her motorhome, because, or RV, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the difference is, to be honest. But anyway, RV and a motorhome, aren't those the same thing? But whatever, y'all can correct me later. But at any rate, we know they're small. We know they're limited in space. We know there's, you know, not a lot of space to be had. And here she is, and she's sewing away. She's on the road again. I think that Willie Nelson song, On the Road Again. You know, but anyway, but she wanted to sew and she wanted to take on the challenge. And so she made this up, and she said how glad she was that I pushed her into doing this, but she was really glad to be pushed. So if you feel pushed by me, that's okay. I'm pushing you all into doing this. And for her efforts, she gets $25. All of them get $25. But I love that. I love what she did, and I love, you know, that under the circumstances that she did it. I do know the difference between motorhome. Motorhome is one that has a motor in it. No, I don't know the difference. Forget it. I'll look it up later, okay? Don't tell me. Don't write me and tell me. I'll look it up. Okay, and then this next one, I love this. Now, this was her muslin. She actually, because I'm going to teach you to make a muslin, and I'm going to show you how to fix it. But this was her muslin, and she liked it so well. She didn't make any changes, and she just loved it. She finished it. She just really liked the jacket. And there were some additional pictures, but everything looked great on it. And I just wanted the color on her, I know I blocked out her face, but the color was great. The styling was great. It just was a home run. So I'm just really excited to see you all make these. Again, $25 to each of you. The goal is to get 40, 50 of them being sent to us, and then we'll give away the $25. And obviously, all 5 of those names go into the $500 drawing toward the end. But also, the more exciting thing is to get you all sewing, and it's a lot of fun. Okay, so I want to show you some pictures of people that sent to me that said, hey, what's wrong? They didn't send me the final garment, but they said, hey, what's wrong? So let's look at this first picture. And I'm going to show you that anytime you have a jacket like this, or a blouse, it could be either one, and it's hanging out at the bottom, and it meets in the middle, it meets at the bust, so you can't say it's circumference, but it's forming a dart as it opens in the bottom, and it's forming a dart as it opens at the top. That's a depth issue. Just think of it as a depth issue. I'll show you how to solve it in this little muslin we've got, but I just wanted you to visually see what it looks like, because I don't have that problem on this particular muslin that I did, but I want you to be aware, and I'll show you how to fix it. All right, and then I think there's one more picture, or is that the last? That's it. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the muslin. We're going to drape this muslin. I've made up a muslin. I made it up exactly as you would make the garment itself. So we're going to I'm going to turn this side to you and just let's walk through the issues as we drape this muslin. So the first thing we always want to do is we want to do L, C, and D. You do want to put a collar on when you've got a collar, because you want to look and see, is the collar going into the body, or is it standing straight up? And in this case, you can see there's a few little ruffles here. So I'm going to pin that out, and basically it will curve the collar. The pivot points will be on the base of the neck, and it will give that collar a little more curve than typically what it would have. And that's okay. And those pins will go, like I said, will go from the outside of the neckline to the base of the neckline. So it'll just curve that collar a little bit more. So when we go L, you can see that there's no exact bust point. I don't really need to worry about a bust point here, because it's a princess seam and I've got an area. And with silhouette patterns, typically whenever there's a princess seam, I really wouldn't ever worry about aligning bust point to pattern, because it's just too large of an error factor that I'm not that bad of a pattern maker. I guess I don't know how else to say that. I'm not that bad. I could use some help, but I'm not that bad. So length is not anything I have to worry about in this particular case. I can go to the back, and you can see that the back is hanging nicely, so I'm good to go there. Circumference, in this particular case, circumference is simply what I want it to be. I have some overlap here simply because this is really too big for this model that I have it on. And so you're going to see some additional circumference. But it doesn't matter because you all know that if the circumference is too big, you're going to go to another size. If it's too small, don't try to add circumference to the front and not to the back. I would highly recommend, especially our sizes are pretty encompassing of all the different sizes out there, and they're finished garment measurements. So, you know, measure a jacket that you wear. Keep in mind that this jacket in particular does not need to close. I've closed it here simply for the draping, and that this body is smaller than the size I picked. This is a muslin I did for myself, and I did it for myself before I made, you know, my jacket. Okay? All right, so my length I feel like is okay. I'm checking that off. My circumference is okay. I know I'm in the right size. So then I want to deal with depth, and I want to look at depth issues. Now, when you have, you know, I've got a little bit of gapping here, and I can just go ahead and pin that out. And so I'm going to pin it. I'm going to taper it to nothing as soon as I can. And keep in mind, what I always want to ask myself is, does this affect any other portion of the pattern? And in this particular case, it affects the armhole. So then what I've got to do is I'm going to redraw the armhole and bring it back to what it was. And if I take it out here, I could take it out here or I could leave it. But either way, I'm going to redraw that armhole to restore it. Now in this particular case, I'm going to narrow this armhole. I did on mine. And I narrowed it by, a half an inch. I just felt like it was a little bit wider than I wanted it to be. So as long as you have a template of the original armhole, and this is a jacket, but it's a blouse armhole because it's below 1,000. So that means all I have to do is take my blouse armhole template and put it right on there and say that's my template. So I can do all the changes I want, and then all I have to do is put my template on here and here. The template just connects those 2 points, the shoulder and the side seam, and I can just draw it in. So all these changes, I don't have to really worry about them because my template will come back in and restore that armhole to what I need it to be in order for the sleeve to fit. Okay? All right, now earlier what I showed you is when you have separation here. And when you have separation here, and I'm going to kind of recreate what's going on, is it's because the depth of the garment is not matching the depth of your body. And typically that happens because of the bust. Even though there's the cup sizing, the bust changes directions, and it changes directions in such a place where the pattern just doesn't match. And so all you have to do is come in and take a little dart, and you'll want to do this in the muslin. This is one of the reasons we make a muslin. Some of these things can be changed after the fact, but like this one cannot. And so if you'll notice what I'm doing is it actually straightens up center front. So instead of it going out like that dart was in the photo, now it starts to come down straight. And if you do this when it's on you, it'll naturally taper to nothing. It's just a matter of if it stops here, or if it stops here, or where it stops. Sometimes it goes around to the back. Just trust the muslin and follow the muslin. Now when you all are doing this by yourself, it's going to take a little bit of patience. You know, sometimes you'll have to put it on and take it off and pin those changes and approximate and then put it back on. But this is not difficult, and it's not anything you can't do. You just have to understand that it's depth, and I want to build that dart into the muslin. I don't want to actually stitch a dart. This is not going to be a stitch dart in my final garment. This is going to be an invisible dart. I don't like using that word, but whatever, you get it when I say that. So you can see that it continues, and then again, if you follow the muslin, notice it stops right here at the side seam. It doesn't really go into that back, and so I'm going to take and measure how much, and I can either use my pieces, I can use these pieces, I can take it apart and then stitch these in and use that as my pattern, or I can measure how far down they are, how big they are, and I can transfer it back to the tissue. There's not a right and wrong on that. You just want to be careful and you just want to make sure you don't make mistakes, because if you make mistakes, you figure it out at the end product, but there's nobody in the midterm to say, hey, that's, you know. Those of you could make a second muslin, just if you wanted to be sure that you were okay, but other than that, you can see that that just hangs beautiful. Okay, easy enough? Okay, rounded back is if the collar doesn't come, if it sticks up this way, you'll cut through here and add. It's going through a princess seam, no worries, just go all the way to the edge of the armhole and add a piece in through here. This one, there is, because of the princess seam, there is a roundedness in that back. It's not flat, that's built into the pattern. So this is a case where you'd really want to make a muslin and say, okay, what are my fitting issues? I really, of the ones that were sent in and the ones I saw, I was very proud of you all. The angle of the shoulder, if you're having issues there, that's when you pull it up here. And again, you can change any of those seams. Just know that by the time I'm ready to finished and got all those changes done, I put my template back on, I draw the armhole like it was, and I'm good to go. Okay? All right, so any questions you have on the fitting? I wanted to let you see that it's pretty simple and it's pretty straightforward. Nothing difficult at all. Follow L, C, and D. It does have cup sizing. Use the cup sizing that matches your bra cup sizing. But then in addition, you may have to take a little more. It just may need it. Okay. All right, so tonight what I did is I made up one in a jacket, as the pattern is. I made one up in a blouse, and I made one up in a knit top. Because for me, whenever I look at the pattern, number one, I really want you to see all the differences. What's the difference between a jacket, a blouse, and a knit? What are the differences? And how can I take this pattern that's really a jacket on the front and make it something different? I've already fit it. I've already done all that work. Why not incorporate it and get the most out of it? And so when I chose fabrics tonight, I chose a little bit of both. But I mainly chose for it to be a jacket or a blouse. But I wanted you to see those differences. Okay? All right, so let's take a minute and pause. And let's go ahead and answer questions. I know we're at an interesting time here, so you're good? Everybody's good. Okay, good. That's all right. That's okay. No worries. Don't feel compelled to ask questions. No worries. All right, so all right, let's go ahead and I want to show off the fabric. I want to show off the garments I made. This is a, you know, like, we're going to come in close on the fabric because I'm not allowed to say the name online. I'm going to tell you the fabric number and then you'll understand why. It's 7865. 7865, it's on the website. And we had some designer fabrics, logo fabrics, and this is the last one. The other two have sold out. This is the last one we have, and I was really excited because I absolutely fell in love with it. And it's a denim, and you can see the designer that it is. If you don't know the designer, then no worries. Don't ask, because I won't say it. But it is a designer, and I looked around for designer, for jackets made out of this designer, and I got a lot of good ideas, and it really helped. So when I did it, I did a little bit of, this is the selvage of this denim that I used for trim, both front and back. So I just put it in the one, and then also what I did is I used a leather. I bought a skin of leather, and I used the leather at the bottom, and then I used it for the pieces on the side here as well. Used a little bit of fringe and a little bit of, just a fun jacket. Just a really fun jacket. I really like it. In the front there, it does not close. It's not meant to close. And I just put no-sew buttons, black no-sew buttons on both sides. Threw it on with jeans, cream shirt to match the fringe, and we're good to go. And that is my jacket, and I've been dying to make a jacket out of that fabric, and this was the first excuse I had, and I jumped on it. It was a lot of fun. But obviously I wanted to make a muslin first. I wanted to make sure it fit appropriately, and I just love it. All right, so that's our jacket. Then I thought, okay, let's make a blouse. And so I went over and I'll just tell you a couple little changes that I made because it's really easy to go to a blouse if you decide you want to overlap it. The jacket itself just meets its center front. It has no overlap. So in order to get an overlap, I added 1.25 inches at center front. All the way down the pattern, I just added 1.25 inches. And then I added 2 inches to the length of the collar, so I'd get a little notch lapel like that. And then that's it. I really had fun with the fabric. This is one of the fabrics we have tonight, which is these are 1500, I think they are, 1600, sorry. This is 1608 is what I made it out of. It's a viscose, it's got beautiful drape. I wanted to do a little piping in there. And so what I did with that is I used fabric 79.99. It's an olive. It's very pretty. I already had olive pants. You can see those are not an exact match, but boy, close enough that it's okay for me. But I just wanted to separate the floral and bring out that seam line. I really wanted to accent that seam line. As long as it's there, I really wanted to make the most of it. And then, so very simple to do. I left everything else the same. All I did was add 1.25 inches down the front. It already had a facing. I added 2 inches to the length of the collar, and I added 4 inches to the length of all the bottom pieces. All the length of the garment I added 4 inches to. But again, very easy to do. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. All right, then it was time to make a t-shirt. So I thought I could do that because I love t-shirts and I love all the seaming and I love side panels because side panels are just an easy way to, you know, make the fabric or make the blouse just different because most don't have side panels. They actually just have straight panels. And so my fabric that I have on is on the website. It's not here tonight. It's 8047. 8047, it's a viscose. And in this particular case, I put the center front on the fold. I added 8 inches to the bottom. And then I don't think I did any changes. I did the side panel, I laid them all on top of each other and just cut it as one. Added 8 inches to the bottom of everything. So instead of that short jacket, I had a longer version. And then of course I used a knit sleeve, and I'm in love with this new pattern, 225. I'm in love with this sleeve. So you can use any knit sleeve, but I decided to use that knit sleeve from Nita's Top. And so I used the knit sleeve and put it in this particular, same sleeve. It's just got the elastic in it. And if you haven't looked at it or you don't have the pattern, I love this pattern. Mostly I love the sleeve and the top. But anyway, there we have it. So then I made my knit top. So the same pattern, the little jacket pattern, I wanted you to see the differences. I did not change size when I went from the jacket because it's a jacket that's open in the front, and when you put that front on the fold, it gives a little bit of negative ease anyway because you're now closing it and you're wearing it, whereas with this it's open. So just wanted you to see and think about those differences, and that's really why I went to the 3 different fabrications, is so that you could see really the differences. Is what are the differences? What differences do I need to make when I'm going from one fabric to another to another? Okay, and any questions you have, I'm happy to help. Okay, we're time to do fabric. I've got a couple things I want to tell you about because we opened up, I've had so much conversation, let me get this, one second, about these gloves. Y'all are loving these gloves, and I'm thrilled that you are because my doctor friend that did these he's just terrific. I mean, he really is just humble. He's just a good guy, great family, and he just really wants to help people. Anyway, he's been working on these gloves for a long time. You're loving them. What they do is they just have enough pressure on the hand, which relieves the arthritis, and when you're working with things, it's really, really helpful. They're fingerless, and so what I did is I put up a 3rd pre-sale. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. Anyway, a pre-sale. Everybody's gotten their gloves, but I put up another one because so many people are asking about them. So what that means is it's only through Sunday, but that means, and the reason I decided to put it back up too is we're doing our Serger giveaway, and our Serger giveaway ends, Monday. So if you purchase a glove, you'll get into that Serger giveaway. So I wanted to mention that. Also the Kai. I think you all know about the Kai scissors. Anyway, all of that's coming to an end, and we'll give away that Serger on Monday. Okay? You all know about Paris. It's up on the website. Milan. Paris is in November. Paris and London is in November. So 6 of us, I'll take you, 6 of you all to Paris and London. We're going to go to Paris. We'll take the Euro train to London for 1 day, come back to Paris, and oh my goodness, I'm so excited I can't stand it. But anyway, and then Milan is in March of next year. And I would put up that little montage of all the things we did. I just got to tell you that we had a lot of fun. We just had a lot of fun. We were there during Milan Fashion Week. We went to a fashion show. Doesn't get any better. All right, so let's do fabrics. Any questions, let me know, but other than that, let's do fabrics. All right, now keep in mind, my goal when I was kind of doing these fabrics, I was thinking a jacket, Betsy's jacket, and I was thinking more jacket weight fabrics. Doesn't mean they have to be, but that's kind of where my thought was. What are the pants pattern numbers? 2 mannequins. These are the jeans pattern, 3300 Lana's jeans. This one is the cargo, the pull-on cargo pant, 30, I don't remember, 30, pull-on cargo, 30, I don't remember. Mine are the leggings, 30-20, Lulu's leggings. What are those cargos, 35-23 I want to say, but that doesn't make sense. Maybe 30, I don't remember, pull-on cargo pant. Sorry, you guys. Okay. I love this fabric. I'm just in love with this fabric. This is a black, and it's kind of like a ivory. It's not a white, but it's very classic, and it's very pretty, and it's like a canvas. It's light, but it's like a canvas weave. Not a denim. A denim is a twill. It's just like a canvas. It's very pretty. And it is, you got to watch these fabrics, you guys, because we have a lot, and I mean a lot of linens. Yeah, like this is 100% linen. It's beautiful. And whenever you get a printed linen, you just don't see the wrinkles like you do on a solid linen. So I love the idea that that we've got these linens in that are just very, very pretty. So these are all 1600s. If you go to silhouettepatterns.com, go to fabrics, go to view all, and then I've got a bug. Sorry, go all the way to the bottom. And you'll see that there's 20 fabrics, 10 at the top, 10 at the bottom, and they're all down at the bottom of the page. Okay? Okay. This one then is I think it's a cotton. Yeah, it's 100% cotton. And it's a tone-on-tone dot. This is definitely jacket. It is just a home run for a jacket. It'd be very pretty just to highlight the dots with the buttons, to kind of do a mirror image of them. It's more like a denim. It's a heavier fabric, maybe like a denim satin, but it's very pretty. All right, and then I've got a few linens here that are really, really beautiful. Look at these linens. I thought this jacket would be so pretty and just a really beautiful lightweight linen. Is that pretty? The linens are really reversible. I don't know that I would see that one side is a right side. Honestly, it almost looks like there's 2 sides woven together. They're very nice. For all of you who went to Milan, welcome home. No, we just got home. Feels like I just got home. I still feel like I'm on my Milan time clock. I keep thinking what time it is in Milan. That's probably not a good thing, huh? All right, and then this is really beautiful. This is it's called a double face. Yeah, it's a double face linen. So what that simply means is both sides are usable, and whatever side you like the best. It definitely, it's just so pretty. But it feels like there's 2 layers, but it's light. It's very light. A lot of times when there's 2 layers, it's heavy. It's not. It's just pretty. It's just pretty. When we were in Milan, we did get to a factory and got to see silk being printed. Oh, I told you that in the thing. Sorry about that, you guys. Isn't that beautiful? And I ordered some linen to be made because I could. And so I picked out the print and I picked out the fabric. And I can't wait for it to come in. I mean, it'll be months, don't get me wrong, but I'm just so excited I can't stand it. Linen is really strong. It's really popular. It's always been popular. But I think they've really worked at making it a more livable, usable fabric instead of it being so high maintenance because it wrinkles. But you can see this is a linen, and it's like a linen gauze. And after he comes in and shows you close up, I'm going to show a wrinkle. And you can see that the wrinkles just aren't as bad as what I think they used to be. Can you see that? It just really doesn't wrinkle that bad. There's wrinkles in it, but I can't create any more. It's a beautiful color. This is 1605. Yeah, this is 1605. Okay. Then this next one is just a linen also, and it's a beautiful print. And I'm definitely seeing these colors in the store. I think that's probably one of the most exciting things for me, is I'm actually seeing these colors in the store. A lot of times, you know, they tell you what's going to come into the stores, but then it doesn't really actually happen. But these colors, these blues, these pinks, Acris has a lot of these colors. The other ones I saw was who was it? Veronica Beard. Yeah, the colors are just beautiful. Muted florals are something that's really popular for spring. Okay, that's 1606. 1607. This is a pink denim, 100% cotton, pink denim. This is a twill weave. It's a denim with tone on tone. So denim a lot of times will have one white and one pink. This is a tone on tone, so it's pink on pink. Denim, especially the colors, especially pinks, are very hard to find. So of course the price goes up a little bit, but it's good stuff. 100% cotton, it's beautiful. All right, that's 1507. 1508 is the one I mentioned. It's the blouse, the one I did the blouse out of. This beautiful. This viscose, I'm telling you, I don't know that I'll ever need a better fabric than viscose. It's such a beautiful fabric to work with, to sew, to wear. It breathes. It's just a really home run of a fabric. It's reasonably priced, not cheap, but it's reasonably priced. This particular fabric, while I made a selvage for that, you could use this selvage as a piping. It's got a little bit of fringe to it. I didn't even notice it while I was working on it. But you can see how that olive green really darkened it, whereas you could really make it lighter if you wore it with a winter white. Would be pretty too. Just depending on what you want to do. Olive green is such a strong trend for this year. I really wanted to tie it in with olive green. Okay, that's 1608. 1609 is this red, because red is just wonderful. This is an Armani piece, and it's a viscose, and it's a 4 ounce. The drape on this is incredible. Just a beautiful drape. It's a little bit of a stretch. I mean, it's really a woven, but it's got a little bit of give to it. It's more mechanical give. It's a viscose, and it's really pretty. Great drape. So a jacket out of this would be beautiful. I'd probably recommend you even do a pair of pants to match, and then even if you didn't wear them together, both would be a really good home run. So these, I was thinking jacket weights. I went through the store and thought, okay, what would be great to make this jacket out of? And this was an easy pick. And then this last one, the 1610, is an Italian cotton. And just pretty. Just pretty. You could see, you could do a jacket out of the cotton, or you could do a blouse, either one. Italian cottons are known for their They're fine. They're high twist and high thread, so even though it's a cotton, it has great drape. Cottons a lot of times kind of have a tendency to poof a little bit, but this does not. It's very pretty. Love the colors. Very current and very fresh. Okay, and that's the top row. That's the 1600s. 1 through 10 is what that is. All right, we doing okay out there? Out there in silhouette land? Good, we're good? Okay. All right, so we're going to go to 1611, the bottom row. Now this is a canvas, and so my thought was, and there's only a little bit left. We've sold all of it, but it's a canvas twill. So it kind of looks like a denim. Someone came into the store a couple weeks ago. They had bought this fabric and made a jacket out of it, and they used it as the base and then had all the stitching all over it. I mean, I did not even recognize that it was the fabric. It was amazing. But it was the base, and it's a great base, so I thought, you know what, I don't have a lot left, but I'm going to put it back on just for that reason. So they had cut out, they had embroidered, they had done so much things. But the cool thing about this canvas or this denim is that it's stable enough, it can hold all of that, and still it was beautiful. So anyway, I just thought I'd put that up. It's 100% cotton, and it really was lovely. But again, I just don't have a lot left of that. This is a cotton, and it's a stretch woven. I think it's cotton. Let me just check my peak notes here. No, I'm sorry, you guys. I got something in my eye. Sorry, just a minute here. 99% cotton. And it's a, this is a woven, because I can't really tell the right side or the wrong side. So it's not stamped on here. It's a stretch woven. It has stretch in one direction. It has stretch in one direction, obviously the way the stripes go. So you can put the stripes up and down. I mean, if you look close, I think one side's a little cleaner than the other side, but you could certainly use it for something reversible, and it would be adorable. I would not recommend you do top and bottom, because you'll look too stripy, but you could do top and bottom and not wear them together, and that would be a great combination. Very nice fabric, and perfect for a little jacket, especially in Betsy's jacket. I thought about doing this in the stripe because of the different, hold on one second, sorry, of the different panels, because the different stripes could go different directions, and because stripes are so popular right now, and you have the pieces on Betsy's jacket, you could really use the stripes to create a great jacket. Kind of a little montage of stripes. All right, this is 1613. And this is a 99% cotton also. It's kind of a striated, and it's a stretch woven. Stretch wovens are perfect for Betsy's jacket. They're perfect for these little jackets that you want them to be fitted and you want them to look nice, but you want them to give a little bit. Especially, they're casual, they're cute, and they're just very pretty. So this is what that is. It's a beautiful little tan and white together, white jeans. I can see just a really lovely little outfit. Okay. And then 1614. Love this. This is a raspberry. This is 100%. This is a raspberry or fuchsia. This is a linen viscose. Again, beautiful drape. Beautiful piece of fabric. Wow. Seems too cheap for that fabric. Linen viscose. Isn't that pretty? Not much left, but it's very, very pretty. And this has got to be my favorite. I just absolutely love this. Guys, this is a denim. But you don't see a lot of print denims, but I love this. And of course it's got Italy written all over it, and it's got coton, which is cotton, and it's got the name of the factory that did it. But I love this. it was all that I could take because I didn't need to make 2 jackets, but I will if y'all don't buy this fabric. I really wanted to do the Dior. This would have been my first choice. I think this is incredible. This is so contemporary. I love this. So it's a denim, cotton, Italian, beautiful colors, beautiful prints. It just screams current, fashion, trendy, everything. Be a great little jacket. Okay, it is 100% cotton, woven. This is 100% cotton also, and it's kind of, I called it sky blue. It's a one-way stretch woven. This has got a little bit of a suede feel to it. Both sides are really usable, but the one side, the suede feel to this is very nice. It's one of those fabrics that you go, ooh, that is really pretty. So kind of a sky blue color, 100% cotton, great stretch woven, great little jacket. Really easy little jackets. Great price. Okay. All right, and then we've got the navy striated, I think it's called. Anyway, we had the cream or the beige and the white. This is the navy and the white. Same fabric. It's a cotton. It has a one-way stretch. Very soft fabric. Like these are not hard stretch cottons at all, stretch wovens. They're very soft. The stretch on them and the retention is really good. So you really could easily make a fitted jacket and yet have it be really comfortable because it would have the movement that you would want. It's a beautiful navy color. Just lovely. Great price. Yeah, great price on that. Okay, we go on that one. Okay, that one, just for the record, is $16.17. $16.17. And $16.18 is a denim. Because I wanted to offer up, this is a one-way stretch denim. Some of these bolts, you guys, they're heavy. The stretch denims are heavy. This is a cotton. It's a cotton poly. It's reversible. I'm not even sure which side's the right side. I mean, obviously I'd go with the darker. Yeah, I guess I would go with the darker. It's one way, but again, very soft. And again, very good price for a stretch denim. It's a cotton poly, and it's a one-way. Okay? And that's $16.18. And then $16.19 are kind of little companions. This is 100% cotton. And this royal blue, this is a woven. This is not a stretch woven, this is a woven. This is a color, I saw this, Acris had a jacket in this color. And all of their colors for spring are so pure. I don't know if that's the right word, but you know, they're true royal blue and true green and the reds, the pinks, they're just really true colors. So when I saw this, I had already seen those spring clothing. I thought this is really so close to what they did. It is a woven, it's a cotton, it is not a twill, it's very nice. Very pretty fabric. And then I bought this to kind of go with it. It is a cotton. This is an Italian cotton, very similar to this one. They're expensive, but I love the paisleys on this. Paisleys, it almost looks like butterflies. It's a floral, but it's very pretty. This is 100% cotton. Be a great blouse, dress. A little summer dress would be really cute. Did you guys know today is National Dress Day? Did you even know there was a National Dress Day? Sorry, this is 1620. But it's National Dress Day. National Dress Day started in 2016. So basically 9 years ago, if I can do my math right. And the interesting thing to me was, I mean, it was started by a designer. We could have figured that one out. But the reason it was started was to appreciate, if you think about all the things you wear a dress to, and how dresses have a tendency more than any other garment to kind of commemorate a special event or something we did. You know, I thought that was kind of cool. Anyway, happy National Dress Day. All right, so those are our 20 fabrics, and if I can show you any of those again, I'm happy to. And let's see what else is on my list. I don't think we have anything. Just time to answer questions. If you guys have anything you want to ask or comment. Congratulations to our ladies who sent in. Our PoM for March is already up. So you can, these fabrics, I know, we kind of got messed up because of our week and doing this on Thursday. But they'll only be up through tomorrow night. We won't extend how far they're up because just there's too many reasons why. So they'll only be up for 24 hours. And the PoM will only be up, the February PoM will only be up through tomorrow night also. So the Becky's jacket, the one we just did, will only be up through tomorrow night. So this is the time to get all this. But we do have the March PoM up, which is 312, Giorgio's top. And the reason I did this pattern, you guys, we have a lot of new people coming into silhouette patterns. And a lot of the comments I get is, I'm not a good sewer, I need something easy, I need to just practice. 312, 312. Everybody can do 312, and 312 will look good on everyone. Promise. All right, so I made it the pattern of the month, so everyone can do 312 and send us your versions. I want to see them. Are there any sew-alongs coming up? I don't know. I don't have anything scheduled. I don't have anything scheduled for sew-alongs. We're in full mode PBS right now, so time is really scrunched, really scrunched. But give us an idea as to what you want or what you feel like you need. Oh, I did forget to mention our class, our online class starts Wednesday, this next Wednesday. Those are sew-alongs because I actually sew all the garments in those actually. I mean, it's a paid-for class, but it's not really expensive. All 4 patterns. You can still get into that online class. If you bought the patterns, you can get into the online class, and if you didn't buy the patterns, you can still buy the patterns and get into that online class. And that starts, Wednesday. With it goes for 4 class sessions, but it starts Wednesday. They have sew-alongs actually in every one of those because, well, not sew-alongs, but I sew, you watch. Is that a sew-along? Is the sky blue a dusty blue? The sky blue, no, this one, no, dusty blue to me has gray in it, in my mind. This is not gray, this is a clear blue. So I would say no. Can you explain viscose linen? I thought linen was a content. Is it a weave? No, it's a weave, but when you have a viscose linen, your viscose and linen are blended into the yarn. Well, there's 2 ways to do it. Either the viscose and the linen are blended into one yarn, or there's viscose and linen yarns being weaved into that fiber. So viscose and linen, they are both threads, but they're using both of them as opposed to just using one of them. And they're putting them together into whatever. Linen is a fiber and viscose is a fiber. I'm hoping I'm making that clear, maybe as clear as mud, but they're both being used. It's good to be here, you guys. Good to see everyone, even though I can't see you all, but it's good to see everyone. All right, we're okay. There's no questions. That means y'all are smart. You got it. Maybe I'm getting better at showing you stuff. Maybe I'm getting better at teaching. Maybe not. You'll have questions later, but y'all always know. This is tonight. Typically, we have our Q&As. We won't have them this Thursday. We'll push back 2 weeks. We're starting a new deal on Tuesday night that is called What Should I Sew? And I've gone through and found our fabrics and a garment that's either being worn by someone or in a store that's using our fabric. And so I'm going to just take some time to show you those outfits, just to give you some ideas of what's out there currently, what pattern to use with what fabric to use, and to get sewing. So I hope that's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun doing it, so I'm hoping you'll have a lot of fun watching it and and sewing along with it. Okay, then if we're all good to go, I want to thank you all for being here. For those of you who went with me to Milan, it was amazing. Come with me to Paris. Come on, get registered. There's only 6 spots. So we're going to make it happen, and we're just going to have a lot of fun. And we'll see you Tuesday night. Bye. Happy sewing. Oh, don't forget to hit the like button, do all that stuff. Subscribe, make a comment. Leave comments, you guys. I actually like reading the comments. And so if you have comments, I enjoy hearing back from what you guys have to say. I think it's a lot of fun. All right. Bye.